Hello, this is a part 2 to my Soulslike elevator tutorial, and in this part we're going to try and make a lever system so that when you're at the top but the elevator isn't there, you can pull the lever and it will come towards you. So let's start by making a way to interact with the lever. So I will make I'll search for an interface, which is a blueprint interface. Call this BPI interaction, BPI underscore interaction, or something of the sort. New function, and call this interact. And this will do. Then in our third person character, I'm going to say debug key E and draw a sphere trace for objects. In the start, I'm going to say get actor location and plug this in, and I'm going to say get actor forward vector, then add, convert this to a float, and let's say 100, 100, and add these two to make the end. So it will start at our location and end about a meter in front of our location. The radius, I'm going to say 25. Object types, say make array, and I will say world dynamic because that is the default type for a blueprint. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm going to draw the debug for duration and say draw time of 1 second. Then for the out hits, I'm going to break hit results, get the hit actor, and call interacts. Make sure it's the message. So this will be my very basic interaction system. You can replace this with your own if you have one. I wouldn't recommend using just this, of course, but that depends on your project and what you want and do already have. So then let's make the elevator. Let's go make a new blueprint class of type actor, or sorry, I mean the lever. bp underscore lever base, and open it up. Let's make let's add a add a cube. This one's rather big. Let's see, make it a little smaller, like so. And I will add a cylinder. Again, you don't necessarily need all of this. I'm just adding it so that I can have something visual to go by. Also, this is the wrong way around, I just realized. Should be like this. Make this a little thinner. And then add another cylinder. Something like this looks good enough. So we compile and save this. I'm going to remove all of these things, and I'm going to add two variables. One is called locked, and the other is called elevator here. So I'm going to go to class settings. In implemented interfaces, we add our BPI interaction. Then double click the event interacts to create an event for it, and we go check if it is locked. If it is locked, then I'm just going to print string. This is maybe where you would want a widget to tell you the contraption does not move. Contraption does not move. So in case this is like a shortcut for like a tower or something, you need to work your way up the tower. But once you're when you start below, you can already see that there is a shortcut available. Once you reach the top, you just have to activate it. So next up we check if the elevator is here. if it is, if it is, print a string saying elevator already here. If it isn't, then this is the part where we add an event dispatcher. So go down here to event dispatchers, click the plus to add a new one, and say on lever pulled, like this. Then drag out and say call. So now we are calling the event on lever pulled from this blueprint. So what this allows us to do is, if we have a reference to our lever in another blueprint, we can use the event dispatcher and bind something to it. So let's go to our elevator base and create a reference to the to these levers. So let's add lever top. It will be of type lever base and an object reference. Expose this and duplicate and make it lever bottom. And I'm also going to add a variable, a boolean called start locked boolean, and make this exposed as well. So how are we going to set these? Well, we are going to place our lever top and our lever bottom wherever we like. Then if we click on this, you can see here lever top and lever bottom have become two exposed variables. So what we can do is we can either use just select them from the outliner here, or we can pick them like this. So this was lever top, I can pick them like this, and the other is lever base 2, which is the bottom one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, indeed. So now these two are linked together. So let's see, because these are references to bp_lever base, that means we have our events here, which includes on lever pulled. And this just shows that even if you don't know what an event dispatcher is, you've been using them a whole lot already, including in on component begin overlap, as well as in widgets with something like on clicked for a button or on hovered. That sort of stuff is all using built-in event dispatchers, and this is just one we've created ourselves. Now this is one way to bind it. If you have a reference here already, you can click the plus icon, or if you don't, you can add, you can say bind events to, sorry, then you'd need the reference anyway. You can say bind event to on lever pulled, and this would give you an event. So you could either create an event like this, and then you would select a function that you already have, or you could just add a custom event. But I'm not going to use any of these because I already have. I'm not going to use any of those because I already have on lever pulled as an event here. So I'm going to add the same for the bottom lever. So of course, what do we want this to do? We want this to move the elevator, both of them. And then let's actually go to move elevators. I'll double click this to warp there. And let's make a new function. Call this set lever states. And grab both of our levers. Control and drag to instantly get a get node. And say set lever, no, set elevator here. And the elevator, whether or not the elevator is here, depends on is going down. So if it is going down, then it is at the top. If it is going down, then it is not at the bottom. So lever top should have elevator here as is going down, and this should have it as is not going down. And this is how we set our lever states, so we know whether or not the elevator is here. So when we're done moving the elevator, we are also going to set the lever states. But this is not the only time we need to set these states. We also need to implement event begin play. So on event begin play, we go and get start locked. Oh no, wait, we do that last. Of course, we first set the lever states. Then we are going to get start locked. And no, we don't need a branch. We need lever top and lever bottom again. And we say set locked. So we don't set whether or not the lever is locked from the lever, but we set it from the start locked in the elevator. So if you want your elevator to be the kind of shortcut that you unlock later, then you should remember to do that in the elevator and not in the levers. That's all we need for begin play. Let's see, on lever, when we move the elevator, that means they're unlocked. So I'm going to grab these two. Not here, where was it? Down here. And we unlock the levers. So now the elevator has been used, which means we unlock the levers so we can use them whenever the elevator is not where we are. So when we pull the lever, we move the elevator, which in turn updates the lever states. So let's compile and save this and see how it works. We have already set the values for the levers, which means if I activate this one, whoops, I messed this up. Oh, I added, this needs to be a multiply. Whoops. So multiply by 100. There we are. This should now work. Yes, indeed. So this, oh, forgot something else. The lever is too small, so I'm going to add a sphere collision to this. Sphere radius will be 100. There, that should be big enough. So now we activate this and the elevator comes down. So we can activate it without being on it and call it back. So let's try when it's up here. So now it's going to tell me the elevator is already here. So I send it back down and call it back up. There we go. So what if you wanted to lock the elevator? So we say start locked. Then this contraption does not move. And if I head up here and try it, then the contraption still will not move, but that's okay because it's already here. Then if I activate it, then, whoops, I need to send it back up. And then it comes back down because now the elevator is unlocked. Let's test this out with the top one. And there we go, it's unlocked. So remember, anytime we activate this, we now just call the event dispatcher, which is then read by the elevator to move it. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to help you out. That'll be all from me, and I hope to see you again next time. Good luck!